Today I'll be reacting to some Zack Films videos, and for you who don't know, some of them are pretty crazy. So let's see how this goes and get right into it.
He shoved food into his mouth, trying to gain weight as fast as he could. You see, his father was dying, and a bone marrow transplant was his only chance. Now, the boy's body was a match, meaning his bone marrow could save his dad. But he was too small, and if he couldn't gain a little over 30 pounds, he wouldn't be able to do it, and his father would die. So he ate 5 meals a day, and after 3 months, he finally weighed enough, and the transplant was successful.
Yo, that amount of commitment for your dad is insane. Gaining 40 pounds that quick, it's a miracle that his metabolism didn't kick in. Because, my metabolism is super high. I can eat like that and probably gain 5 pounds. But he was able to gain 40. That's really good. Yo, that's awesome.
They used floorboards to build the wings and stretch sheets across them before pouring hot porridge on top, hardening the fabric. Then they planned to tie the glider to a concrete-filled bathtub and push it off the roof. As the tub fell, it would pull the glider forward until the wings caught air, allowing them to fly to freedom. You see, the prisoners realized that the roof was out of the guards' view, meaning flying was the only way to escape. However, the war ended before they could attempt it. But decades later, a replica was built and flown from the same roof, proving the escape would have worked.
Okay, that's actually really smart how they used what they had to build that. But bro, that would have been such a good story if the war still kept going and they actually escaped and the guards were just up there shooting at them while they're just flying. That would have been peak rage bait for the guards. But dang, props to them, that's crazy.
If you replaced the fake hot dog in a Wienermobile with a real one, it would be way too small. Instead, you would need to gather 180 pigs, grind the meat, and stuff it into one tube before cooking it. Then bake a 9,000-pound bun, reinforcing the bread so it won't collapse. Next, place a truck frame underneath. Hollow the hot dog from the inside before building a cage to keep it from caving in, giving you a drivable truck. But within a few hours, the meat would sweat and soak everything. Then it would start to rot, meaning everything would eventually fall apart.
Yeah, thank you, Zack Films. I wonder this every day.
She picked up the call and heard her daughter sobbing for help while a man claimed he had her in his truck. The woman ran for help, but she was overwhelmed by the shock and her heart stopped beating. She collapsed to the ground and had to get shocked 3 times to survive. But when the police went to her house, they found the daughter perfectly safe. You see, they think the caller took her social media videos and used AI to make a copy of her voice, real enough to even trick her own mother.
Yo, AI is getting too advanced. My friend during school even tried to prank me with this. He came over and asked about a girl I liked, and he was like, what do you think about so-and-so? And I was like, yeah, I think she's pretty, but I'm not focused on that right now. He was like, yep, you're banned, just caught your voice. He was recording my voice, and then he was going to use AI to make me say something totally different. So AI needs to chill out, bro.
They put a screen inside a helmet, then gave it a bucket for a body and pool noodles for arms. The robot was programmed to smile and was left on the side of the road to hitchhike. People driving past would offer rides, and after the story spread, dozens of strangers helped the robot cross Canada. It completed 2 more trips in Europe, sharing photos with thousands of followers. But when it reached the US, it was left on a bench in Philadelphia, where it was soon smashed to pieces as its head was stolen, putting an end to its adventure.
Bro, that was such a what's the word? A happy story. Everyone was having a good time, taking pictures, taking it. The one thing I wonder is, how do you get it from Canada to Germany and Europe? I know you can take it on a plane, but it kind of looks like a bomb, so I don't think you'd be able to get away with that. But bro, the saddest part, why do these these punks have to come over here and just destroy it and steal it. Like, it was such a good robot, but come on, bro.
Climb onto the bull and grip the rope tightly with your non-dominant hand. When it kicks its front legs up, raise your dominant arm for balance and gently squeeze your legs around its sides, making sure that your posture is straight. And when the bull raises its hind legs, push your hips forward while shifting your dominant arm to keep your balance. Keep repeating these movements until the ride ends, and then leave quickly. Otherwise, it might not end well for you.
Yo, that's good advice, because I've been on one of these before. Not a real bull, but like one of the rides, you know? And that's what they taught you to do, is just go like that. But bro, a real bull is crazy, because like he said, if you don't run away quickly, you're breaking your butt bone.
After the officer died in the line of duty, his squad car was later put up for auction. And when his son found out, he scraped together all the money he had, even asking the internet for help, hoping to hold on to this last piece of his dad. He raised $15,000, but at the auction, the bid kept going up, and he soon realized his chance was gone. The car was finally sold to a rancher for $60,000, but as soon as he got the keys, he immediately handed them over to the son, revealing that he planned to give it to him all along. The son hugged him tightly and was finally reunited with his father's car.
Yo, that is so wholesome. Like, props to that guy. That is awesome. Because if that happened to my dad and his truck, you know, was being put up for auction for some reason, and I lost it, I'd be devastated. But, like, props to him. That's just awesome.
You could save your poop and donate it to someone who has an infection in their intestines. Your sample would be screened to make sure that it has the helpful bacteria and that it's also free from contaminants. Then, through a colonoscopy, your poop would be delivered to another person's infected intestines. Your healthy poop will repopulate their gut with good bacteria, which fights the infection and restores balance in their digestive system.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Zack Films. Traumatized me, thank you.
If you touch your poop, you might collapse to the Titanic. Most people will immediately begin to panic, but this wastes time and energy. Instead, try to call for help. And if all else fails, start a dookie at 300 miles per hour.
What?
They crept towards the house, keeping their footsteps light so they wouldn't be heard, all to steal a bucket of poop. You see, in Japan,
What is it with poop? Come on, Zack Films.
poop was really valuable. Farmers needed it as fertilizer, helping crops grow faster. And people even traded their poop in exchange for food. Eventually, human poop became so valuable that thieves risked getting caught just to steal it.
Yo, I mean, whatever floats your boat, bro.
If you strapped a baby to a pair of Cybertrucks to pull them, you would need 5,000 of them just to make them move. Now, if you did the same thing with anacondas, it would take at least 160 of the giant snakes to pull the truck. But if you got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to tow the trucks, you would need just 1.5 of him to get them rolling.
That was unnecessary. Okay.
They placed their hand into a bag full of ants, letting them sting the skin. Now, these are bullet ants, and they have the most painful sting on Earth, feeling like being shot. And this lasts for hours and even days. But the young boys must endure this without giving up. You see, they do this as a test to become tribal leaders, proving that they're strong and brave. And to officially pass, they have to repeat this agonizing ritual several times.
Yeah, like, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot, okay? To be a man, you have to get bit by like 1,000 bullet ants. I don't know if I want to be a man anymore. Yeah, I didn't mean that, sorry.
He told the babysitter that there was a monster under his bed. She assumed he was just imagining things. So to make him feel better, she kneeled down to look. But instead of just dust and toys, she saw a grown
This is not supposed to be a scary video. Okay, what the heck?
man laying in the dark, staring at her. He leapt out as soon as she saw him, throwing her to the ground and sprinting out of the house. He ran as fast as he could, but it wasn't long before he was caught and sent to jail.
Yo, why was he in there? Yo, okay. That's actually some Epstein stuff. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna just skip this.
While talking to her fiance, she mentioned that a truck was circling her. Then the truck stopped and a man got out, but he quickly got back inside and shined a flashlight around. She thought nothing of it, but a moment later, her fiance heard her scream. He drove as fast as he could to help her, but on the way, he heard someone call his name from the truck that passed by. He turned around to chase it, but damaged his car, bringing him to a stop. And despite years of searching, she was never seen again.
Yo, that must suck, bro. Being so close to finding like your wife that is getting abducted, and then being so close but your car fails on you, like, bro, that's insane.
They set up a baby monitor to keep an eye on
I can already hear the scary music, bro.
Their daughter, because recently they had noticed open drawers and crooked window blinds, things that made them uneasy. The camera was a way to make sure nothing odd was happening. Hours later, in the middle of the night, the monitor crackled awake, instantly jolting her from sleep. She glanced at the screen and saw her husband standing over the crib, cradling their baby. She felt relieved until she realized her husband was lying right next to her. Panic surged as she grabbed a baseball bat and bolted into the nursery. She turned on the light and her husband spun around, startled, clutching their baby. If this was her husband, then who was in her bed?
Yo, see these stories, he talks about real things that happen, but then he talks about these stories and they actually are pretty scary sometimes.
He told the waiter their food wasn't cooked right, sending it back to the kitchen. Then he ordered a soda to go, sipping it as he drove home. But something tasted strange, and when the lid popped off, he saw a thick wad of spit floating inside. So he drove straight back to Chili's, confronting the waiter who denied everything. But police tested the drink, matching DNA from the spit to the waiter. The waiter was fined, and the couple sued for emotional trauma.
Yo, that is disgusting, bro. I mean, sometimes it's reasonable, because I know there's some, like, Karen and Kevin, like, people that just get mad over the tiniest things. But, I mean, that is disgusting to have, like, a wad of spit in your soda. That's just disgusting.
The dog ran out of the woods and dropped a human skull onto the porch.
What?
A few months later, it brought back a shin bone. The police confirmed that both belonged to the same person who had been shot to death. So they put a tracker on the dog, and after a year of dead ends, it finally led them to the remaining bones, which were matched to this missing neighbor. But even though the body was identified, no one knows who killed him to this day.
Yo, that is insane. I mean, props to the dog. Rest in peace to that guy. That's crazy.
The old lady crushed the pills and secretly put them into her tenants' food, slowly killing them over time. She ran a boarding house offering a home to elderly and disabled people, but she would kill them, then bury their bodies in her backyard to steal their money afterward. For years, the missing bodies went unnoticed until police searched for one man. And when they started digging in the backyard, they uncovered 9 buried bodies.
9? Yo, what? Yo, Granny, you have some problems, bro. Like, I mean, in this video, she looks pretty old. Whoever that is, she looks like her time's coming as well. So, I would say props to her for being able to dig a hole. But nah, that's insane. Like, why would you do that, bro?
They put the device on her grandma's finger because she wasn't feeling well. It pricked her skin, took a drop of blood, and scanned her fingerprint. Then it gave a number, 9.8. This was bad. You see, elderly people would take this new test. The lower numbers meant that you would die peacefully, maybe in your sleep years from now. But the high numbers, those meant a long, hard decline. So a pill was offered to those with high numbers. You would take.
Okay, wait. Yo, what was that animation? Yeah, okay.
Take it and pass peacefully in your sleep, skipping the years of anguish. They gave one to her grandma. Every night she'd sit at the kitchen table, pill in one hand, tea in the other. But she couldn't bring herself to take it. She felt okay. And over the next 6 months, her granddaughter noticed that nothing happened. So she started to do some research. She found some hidden files on the AI behind this test. She learned it had been altered. It wasn't predicting suffering. Insurance companies reprogrammed the AI to flag patients who would cost too much money as they aged. They weren't treating patients, they were eliminating expenses. She printed off her research and sped to her grandma's house to show her, but she couldn't find her.
Yo. This is... okay. Bro, why? These guys are so evil. Killing old people for money? I mean, that other lady did it. Like, come on. This gotta be fixed, bro.
He molded his own feces into a chisel.
Yeah, I might just end the video here. Okay, I'll watch the rest.
And waited for it to freeze in the frigid temperatures. He was trapped under his sled in the middle of a blizzard and needed to escape. As the snow piled up, he realized he couldn't break through it with his bare hands. His body heat was melting the snow, increasing his risk of hypothermia, and he was running out of time. Once hardened, he used the makeshift tool to carve his way out of the icy tomb, which ended up saving his life.
Yo, I mean, props to that guy. Bringing yourself to poop in your own hand, mold it like Play-Doh or clay, and then wait the time for it to freeze, and then use that. Like, it's disgusting, but like, he survived. That's crazy. Well, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Zack Films is an amazing editor and animator. I don't know how he does that. It's really cool watching his videos, even though some of them are weird. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, I have a Discord server. The link is in the description. If you can join, it'd be really nice. I'd be really appreciative because I'm trying to get a lot of people in there. And you can even play games with me, meet me, and hang out with me. And yeah, and also I'm super close to 1K subscribers. This is how much I'm at now. I'm so close. So if you could subscribe, it would mean the world to me. But thanks for watching. Now, bye.